Hello! Welcome back to My Life with Angel. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, here's our page, and that way you can catch up with us and receive a dose of daily baby angel and sometimes mommy. Today I am going to talk about something very, very nice and very delicate at the same time, and it's breastfeeding. I wanted to do it from the beginning, for sure. It's something that even before being pregnant or even imagining being pregnant, it's something that I wanted to do because it's something that I've seen, in my family. So I didn't have like that hesitation of, am I going to, breastfeed, or am I going to like go for formula? I didn't have that, mind struggle with that decision. Social pressure. That's something present everywhere and anywhere. I live in Spain, and here breastfeeding is actually something kind of like seen as normal, and you don't have that much pressure as in other countries, so if you go to a mall or if you go somewhere public, there's usually a place designated for that use only. I mean, you have like your own room so you can breastfeed your baby. And actually, if there's not like a room, you do have like your own little spot where you can feel free to, breastfeed your baby. And that's something that, you appreciate, because I've heard stories about mommies having to like go to the bathroom to or pump or breastfeed their babies. And that is just like so disgusting, because it is eating. I mean, it's something so natural that it should be respected and should, have that place designated, as I've mentioned before. So going back to like the social pressure topic, I haven't like feel it myself. Like I'm actually a little shy about the topic, and I'll just go through that a little later. But oh, my breeze, yes, it's super hot. Okay, so I actually have felt like supported. Like I remember once I was in a store and there was like no room for this, and I just sat there where you try your shoes on, and I know that baby wasn't hungry, but he wanted a little comfort. He was like a little bit all over the place with his crying. And there was this lady next to me, and she was like, that is so nice, I'm glad to see young people doing this, because it's something that has become fashion not to blah blah blah. And she was like very supportive. I really feel a little bit uncomfortable when people are like trying to look at the act itself. Like, if you don't know me, please just don't look at my boobie. But I really don't care, and it has been something that has changed in me, definitely, because I am very shy about those things. But again, like, I live in a country where that is like normal, because for example, here you go to the beach and being topless is something normal. So it's not like people are like wanting to look at your breasts. It's something like super natural and super like seen and accepted. So social pressure hasn't been something for me, I thank God, because Okay, next thing on my list is, does it hurt? I'm so glad that nowadays there's like a ton of information like on breastfeeding that new moms or moms in general could like rely on, and kind of like go to that information to be informed or to stay updated. So you should know that if you are doing it correctly, meaning that you are positioning your baby with the breast correctly, it shouldn't hurt. I mean, it's something that should not hurt at all. Feel uncomfortable, maybe. Feel weird, of course, but hurt, hurt what it's called, pain, it shouldn't. So if it's hurting you, you should, consult a breastfeeding consultant, talk about it with your doctor, and try to figure out what you're doing wrong or what's not that okay, because it shouldn't hurt if everything is normal. I'm gonna like put some accounts here, Instagram accounts, that really help you to, get rid of all those doubts that you have breastfeeding wise. I have felt pain when, for example, breasts are like so full of milk that you think that you're like probably gonna explode any minute. So that hurts, but it's not, again, it's not like a pain that you can't, go through. I mean, it's a tolerable pain. Breastfeeding, the act itself, I haven't felt pain. When my baby bites, of course, that hurts like, but it's something different. I mean, it doesn't have to do with breastfeeding, it doesn't have to do like with you feeding your baby. But of course, if someone bites you, it hurts. And if someone bites you in a nipple, of course it's gonna hurt because it's a nipple. But other than that, no, it shouldn't hurt, and I haven't felt pain about it. Anyways, I'm gonna like put here what I've used for when my nipples were a little sore, because at the beginning, your baby is like living in your breast. So it sure does help to, apply something now and then, but not make it like, something that you can't live without. So this is what I used, and it was super, 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 super effective, and I recommend it. For how long I've been breastfeeding? Well, my baby just turned 11 months. Like, wow, he is growing so fast, and I still breastfeed him. My goal, my first goal within the breastfeeding world was to exclusively breastfeed him until 6 months, and we did that. It was such an experience because you're like exclusively feeding your baby with your milk. My goal is to keep on doing it until he is 2, and after that, I really don't know. I haven't thought about it, but it makes me a little sad sometimes to think about when the day comes that I'm not gonna like breastfeed him anymore. Next on my list is, do you pump? Yes, I do pump, but I've been lucky enough to not have to leave my baby. I took like a year off, sum up the coronavirus thing. So I've been with my baby ever since he was born. So I haven't had to like really stack up on a lot of milk or really have to feed him a bottle. Actually, he hates a bottle. He hasn't been fed like with a bottle because I was like always here, and I decided to just offer him my booby, and just in case he had to go out or I had to do something and leave him with his dad, then he would take the bottle.
Well, he would like really take it after you a million times tried.
I pump because sometimes your breasts are so full that you can't with your life, and you have to like take that milk out. So that's when I use it, and also to stack a little bit on my freezer just in case something happens and he needs milk ASAP and I'm not available. But again, I've been with him like this entire time, so I haven't really had to pump yes or yes. But yes, I do. And I have to say that the pumping experience, not that it hurts, but you do feel something there. I mean, I would say that the hurting part would be like in the pumping department, just because it's super different to when your baby is, sucking on your, breasts. Okay, next thing, changes in my body. Yes, of course. My breasts always been small, and I remember when I was like a super teenager, I wanted to, get a breast augmentation, and that's something that remained in my mind. Like, that idea remained in my mind until I was like 17 or 18 years old, and then I just forgot about that, and I learned to love my small breasts. That was like, I loved them. Then after my baby, my breasts grew a little bit, and they are actually obviously a lot bigger than they were. And of course they change. Gravity exists, and when you have a baby sucking on your breasts all the time, yes, of course they fall a little, but it's something that really doesn't bother me. I mean, they are still there and they still work. I mean, it's his food. You just have to accept that things change, and that's part of it. And there are worse things than, having changes on your breasts. Next thing, the experience in general. Okay, so breastfeeding for me has been so nice. I mean, it is true that there is a connection there with your baby when you are feeding him that nothing else gives you. I mean, it's something so nice when you actually feel that the milk is coming through and he is drinking it and he looks at you with this little, such like a gratitude expression in their eyes. And you do feel a connection and they feel safe and so good, like right there. It is something that I would definitely do again if I ever have another baby, or if I would, if this would like rewind and I would have to like make the decision, I would of course decide to breastfeed him again. It has been wonderful, no matter if sometimes he bites me and it hurts like the living hell, or the changes in my body or whatever. Breastfeeding has been a super decision, and I know that it's just good for him. It's good for my baby and his development and growth. So if you are a new mom, if you're pregnant or you're a new mom and you're like thinking, what should I do? Do whatever is in your gut. Do whatever you feel. Do whatever you think is right for your baby. You are the one that decide what's best for your baby. But if I have to advise, it's the best choice you can have because it comes from you. It comes in handy because you save a lot of money. It comes in handy because it's comfortable. In the end, you just have to be like, hey, drink here. Again, it is your baby and it is your decision, and it doesn't mean that formula-fed babies are less healthy than breastfed babies. No, it's just a convenience. It's just something that, yes, it has a lot of properties and it has a lot of positive things for your baby, but it doesn't mean that formula doesn't have them. So I'm like on the side of, we are moms no matter what you do. We are moms no matter what you decide to do. I mean, you are the one that knows what's best for your baby. So with that, I'll just say goodbye. This was all on sharing my breastfeeding story. I hope you liked it as much as me sharing it with you. And again, if you haven't followed us on Instagram, go ahead and follow and subscribe here to My Life with Angel if you haven't so already, and click the bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, and most importantly, if you liked it, share it with some other moms. Thank you. See you next Friday. Bye.